Hello everyone, welcome to another gameplay of Power Revolution. We're now playing as Spain. I want to welcome everyone from the Power Revolution Discord and from other parts of the world and the other parts of Discord. God, that intro was terrible. But anyway, let's continue with our gameplay. And in the last episode, we have managed to research third generation nuclear. This right here, advanced nuclear fission, which will allow us to get a new type of nuclear power plant. Now, while we wait for this kind of power plant to unlock, I'm gonna try and get some state control on the technology. So let's go ahead and try to get some state involvement in this one. Which will definitely pass. Shout out to anyone who's joining us in the chat. Say hello everybody, if you're there. Now I have deactivated the music because, according to a friend, some parts of the Power Revolution soundtrack, they are copyrighted by YouTube, so if we try to use it, I may get a strike, which is bad. Now, what have you guys been playing during the quarantine? I have downloaded Watch Dogs from the Epic Games launcher, and I'm actually surprised. The game is actually very good. I remember not getting a lot of praise back when it was launched because it pretty much launched alongside Grand Theft Auto 5. But so far I'm having a lot of fun. It's the kind of open world game with a very cool gimmick that I actually really enjoyed. Our growth is steady, but it's rising very rapidly. I believe we will manage to get a surplus by the end of the year, possibly next year. Now let's take a look on my agenda for this parliament. We are going to dedicate more funding for the SEC. And we're going to also establish a new minimum wage. But first, let me get the state involvement for the power plants to be acknowledged by the parliament. Hello, Alan. Uh, yes, it's been some time that I haven't made a live stream. It's on me. I have been quite lazy, and I also was very tired of Power Revolution, and I just couldn't find any new content that I could use. And Dope Double Decker Bus said to increase the industrial pollution tax to 16%. Well, yes, but I don't want the industry to cut my head off. What he means is get this all the way to 16. Not going to pass, and even if it does, it will probably cripple the industry a lot. And yes, I am aware that some parts of Pawn Revolution are still very gimmicky. I remember that with industrial pollution tax alone, you can just solve the surplus when playing as the US with just one tax. It's just badly implemented. Alright, so we now have third generation nuclear, and we have the state involved in its construction and in a share of its profits. So let's see. There's a certain, I do believe the last episode I made a calculation to see how many third generation power plants I need to cancel out the current use of fossil energy. So we have 95.8 divided by around 28, which is, I don't believe this calculation, but it says that with 3 or 4 I can make it. Yeah, I can definitely make it. Let's try. So the first one we're gonna build right here by this river. And all of these will only be available next year. Another one here in Aragon, around here, and the last one in the north of the country. This area is just too hilly. Right here. Alright, that's 3 new power plants. Which will give us a great boost in our energy independence from oil and natural gas. We have a problem. We had a small run on the stock market and the deficit has increased. Actually, it's the other way around. Because of the increased deficit, investors have pulled out from some of their investments from the stock market. Alright, Alan has asked, one question: do you exonerate or do you give subsidies for industries and agriculture? Well, I prefer to exonerate because I'm not a fan of subsidies, but if you want to get that industry to export very fast, you should, yes, give it a subsidy, especially if it's a strategic sector of your economy. But personally, I do not like subsidies. I prefer to just use exonerations. Now, where was I? You know what? You're asking, so I'm gonna do this. Just so you see. Oh, this will actually pass. Huh. Yeah, but I'm not a fan of gimmicking the game just for this. I'm gonna get destroyed by the industrial unions. Should I? Screw this. Oh my god! 40%. Oh my god, no wonder.
We have to keep.
Well, that solved most of our problems in one strike. Jesus. Alright, when will this pass? Alright, the 18th. Alright, we've got perfection of digital paper. Creation of robotic vision. Cybernetics and prosthetics. Oh, that was why the stock market just went down. I had increased my total debt by 2%. It was already passing 100%. Yeah, my mistake, guys. I probably should have waited. But anyway, I just can't buy that but you can just raise a tax. You will get literally no opposition, and it just solves all my budget problems. This is just so wrong. I feel I'm cheating. I feel like I'm cheating. Yes, Marisa, I do speak Portuguese. Actually, I'm Brazilian. Yes, and I am aware that I have a lot of Brazilian fans. In fact, I was thinking of playing Brazil in Portuguese one of these days. Everyone hates me. Actually, no. Oh my god. Well, it didn't last long. Oh boy. Alright, let's get $500 million at first. Yeah, guys, it didn't work. It got me 536 million, not billion. It was probably a mistake from the game. We're still screwed.
The population affected by the disaster is in a very precarious situation.
135 million. I already gave you.
And even everything in our ask.
Alright, everybody has been compensated handsomely. And we have a deficit problem now. But still, I do remember that I was going to increase some taxes and decrease others. Right, Alan just said, in case of Brazil, I have exonerated the industries. To which point should I invest that will give me success? Well, here's the thing, define success. Because when you're talking about investing in an industry, for example, what do you want to do with it? Let me give you an example here. What I'm trying to do is get my electric automobile industry up and running and making it not only profitable and a better alternative to a regular car. I'm also trying to get the price for the consumer to be lower, which I have managed to an extent. Let's see, yeah, we are producing a lot and our consumption for these cars has increased. Mostly because of the carbon tax and etc. But so, for example, I have an objective of increasing the Spanish market share of the renewable energy industry. And that's what I'm doing. I'm investing in wind power, I'm making more power plants. And I'm heavily investing in electric vehicles. And very soon, once the Hyperloop is made, I will try to get a Hyperloop between Lisbon, Madrid, and possibly all the way to Paris. Not only that, I also have a plan to extend the railways here. So industry is all about having a plan. So if you're going to, for example, play as Brazil, I can think of something right now, but when it comes to energy, you can pretty much build a F-ton of solar power plants around here near Fortaleza, and you're pretty much done with electricity. Now, for industry, you can try the same thing. You can try to massively subsidize the production of electric vehicles, and also Brazil has a lot of natural resources. You can, if you want to just export those resources, that's fine by you, but if you want to make your industry more competitive, my cat is meowing. Hello. Meow. Hello. Sorry guys, Anyway, if you can just subsidize your raw materials so you can get a natural surplus. Brazil, as far as I'm aware, you can easily outpace China on the production of rare earth oxides. If you minimally subsidize Brazil, you're going to get a pretty much very good chunk of the percentage of the world production, and pretty much dethrone China or maybe all the other countries in the list. So it's a good strategy to try and get a bigger market share of the world economy. Marisa said unpause the game. Yep, I will, sorry. When I alt tab to see what's on YouTube, the game automatically pauses. Desire for repositioning, country at risk, you can do better. Ah, there it is. It's back. The impossible surplus. You know what? I'm gonna wait.
We have strong suspicion.
Oh no 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 no! Oh god. Ah, that was easy.
We've received.
What just happened? Oh yes, our cyclist won the Tour of France.
Tremendous! Our cycling champ.
By the way, Tour de France is a great album by Kraftwerk. You guys should check it out. Yeah, our growth took a hit, probably from the taxes. But I'm still skeptical. I'm gonna use this surplus to decrease our debt first. I'm gonna think of spending later. I'm afraid the game will just bug out on me and disappear with the profits from the industrial pollution tax. Also, how did this affect our carbon footprint? I don't think it did much. Oh, actually it did much. Or is it from the power plant that I decommissioned? Let's wait and see. With the wife and the doctor.
Impeccable, sir. You're in perfect form.
What's going on? Sorry.
Please don't be another ride. Ow. Come on. God, I hate this.
The bill.
Yeah, we'll deal with this later, sir. It's never something nice. It's incredible. Don't care. Deal with
We have
this.
subdued the
And wait this to just die down. Quackshot just said, "Where are you from, friend?" Yes, I'm from Brazil. Meeting request from the Bosnian Prime Minister. Yes, I will talk with you.
Our scientific cell.
Good morning.
You want to sell me bauxite? No, sir. I'm gonna get around 30. Can you get me around 30? Yes, you probably can.
Nope.
Whoa, alright, this is bad. We got a 300 point drop. It's actually below 9,000 now. But it's going to get better. Once the debt goes down, all the worries with the stock market are gonna go. Quackshot just said your economic guide is very helpful. Was very helpful for me. Thank you for that. Yes, actually, it was one of my first videos of Power Revolution was this economic guide, because I felt that it was needed to do. Actually, if I remember correctly, the forums for Power Revolution were still online. And someone actually had some kind of economic guide there, but it was actually very bare bones, and it was mostly revolving around subsidies for industries, and I felt there must be something more to it. And also, I saw a lot of complaints from people that didn't know how to play the game at all when it comes to the economy. For example, people said, "Yeah, suddenly I got a 30% growth and my inflation skyrocketed." Well, yeah, that's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen. That's how an economy works. This is why you have to be careful. So I just went there and I made the guide, and it's it. There are two of my most watched videos. Is the first episode for the UK gameplay, and the other is the economic guide. Also, guys, do you guys enjoy Hearts of Iron 4? Because there's a mod there called Millennium Dawn, which I'm thinking of making a live stream as well, probably as Germany or France.
Our
Ooh,
scientific cell
industrial
infiltrates
espionage in Brazil.
research.
Sure. Or unemployment rate, which is one of the metrics that we're looking to get better, is going way down. We managed to reduce it by 3 points in 1 year. That's actually a lot. Actually, my labor minister deserves much more. Yeah, dope double-decker bus. Yes, I can see why you think the Hearts of Iron 4 is boring, and I blame the vanilla version for it because it wasn't it didn't when it launched it wasn't fleshed out. Uh, they like most of Paradox games, they pretty much rely on the DLCs and the mods. They're pretty much the Bethesda Softworks of the grand strategy games industry. All right, now please tell me who in the house is George A. Not from our cabinet. Look at that. From July to September, our debt has been reduced by 6 percentage points. Actually, let me see if the real debt has been reduced. It did. It actually did. This is why you have a strong surplus. Dope Double Decker Bus says, did you know building 5 oil and gas wells on each state maximizes production? This makes Colombia the easiest country to play with because they have 20 plus states. Really? I don't think I can read how much they have. Well, they do have very good production around here. But I didn't follow what you said. You said that regardless of how much it it shows it has, if you just build 3 or 2 on each, it will just max out your consumption. Is that right? National holiday, yes, we'll be there.
I was born.
You know what? Now we can spend more on research, which was what I wanted to do in the first place.
Competition.
87 billion euro cash surplus. Good news, our fiscal performance in the last quarter shows a surplus. This will help us reduce our debt service. Let's keep it up. Thank you. Our debt is now at 71%. Well, guys, congratulations, we just broke the game. We broke the game.
Our scientific cell infiltrated an important...
Oh no. I can just max everything out and I'll still pretty much have a surplus. Does investing in research help industry? From my knowledge, yes. It can actually be of great help. And it's mostly because it increases productivity, meaning that every worker in your industrial, in your farms, and on your services, they're producing more per capita. So investing a lot on research will actually make your workers more productive, and not only that, the discoveries from the discovery tree they come faster for you. For example, let's see. 1 gigabyte internet, I will probably have it in the beginnings of 2020. Hyperloop as well. And that's because I don't have enough people on research. I believe that I can get much more and just double our patent output. Did you know you can annex any country if you manage to take the presidential bunker in less than 10 days? Actually, yes, because that's pretty much how you could just cheese any invasion on GPS3. Like, as much as a complex game that Palm Revolution is, it still has its fair share of bugs. I mean, Jesus, this is one of them. Spain is a model country for NATO. Thank you. Have I invested in aeronautic? No, let's invest in aeronautic. Haha, see? Prime Minister or research teams have managed to perfect a biomechanical exoskeleton. Nice.
Here is our group.
Hahaha! We managed to get some research on space research. This is good. Prime Minister, I have strong suspicions that it is President Kim Jong-un's intentions to secretly produce nuclear missiles. Oh boy. Let's see if this is for real. Yep, it's for real. You have to connect one city after the other, or the game won't consider the cities you connected along the way. Yeah, I know. Hmm. Okay, another thing that is pretty much bugged is how the famine calculation in Power Revolution, because sometimes
We have strong suspicion.
they'll just say something like, "Oh yeah, there's a famine in Stockholm." I'm like, "No, what do you mean?" Whoops. Yep.
Settle the EU stability.
Again?
The agenda.
Oh, at least this one's easy to just stop. Done.
We have subdued them.
Norwegian membership application. Sure.
One of my men succeeded in
Oh my, I believe we have one of the lowest crime rates in Europe. We do. Just behind Spain, Switzerland, Slovenia, and Iceland. Ellen Christian Lopez just said, have you ever played with any game with an African country? Yes, I have. I have tried Tunisia, and I also have tried Ghana, South Africa, and but the one country that is just the easiest to play is Botswana. And mostly because they already have a surplus when you start the game. And they are pretty much a region with a lot of solar power. Cheap solar power, by the way. So you can easily just get a lot of solar power, just dump several internet towers, and voila, you have a booming internet industry. Also exporting diamonds. It's pretty much how I do. But Tunisia is also another country that if you play correctly and if you actually get some profitable industries in it, you can actually get a very good country. However, one country that I feel like doing one of these days is Algeria. It has a very vast territory, it has a lot of natural gas and also a lot of desert. I think I can do something with it. You could play as Colombia. Actually, yes, I could. I was thinking about it one of these days. Especially with the hints you guys are giving me. Why Grumpy is just giving me the worst? Like, even the Chinese are giving me a good grade. Anyway, it's been mostly an hour. It's almost an hour of gameplay. Alright, Alan just said that the Democratic Republic of Congo has a manpower problem. It does, actually. What? Really? Alright. So, the problem with the DRC is that they have an astronomical amount of corruption. And they just don't have the stability. I mean, their entire country is divided in warring factions. So it's very, very difficult to find not only manpower, but also trying to get the economy up and running. Another country that is just impossible to play is Venezuela. Because their economy is just so destroyed that you cannot reasonably play with it. You just get ousted in a week. See, my research investments are making the economy grow. The European Union accepted Norwegian membership. Great. Oh, great.
Scientific rigor has proved
We managed to get rid of the separatists in Galicia. And wait. What do you mean Swaziland? I mean, you mean seriously? They barely have an army. Oh, I can see why. I can see why. If you play your cards straight, you can easily do that by just cheesing the game. All right, I understand why. The problem is, I don't like cheesing the game. It just feels so cheap. I prefer when you actually governing things instead of just finding loopholes in the game. By the way, guys, how is my voice? Is my mic okay? Is the audio? Is my audio too low? I need a feedback on this because someone told me, "Oh yeah, we have a problem listening to your live stream because your audio is just way too low." I'm like, "Oh, why?" And then I saw that there was a disparity between the game audio and the audio output of my mic, so I fixed that, but I'm not sure if it's 100% fixed. Alan said, "Can you tell me a country that is nice to play?" All right, a nice country to play. The UK is a very nice country to play. Like, it's surprisingly good to play. I have a gameplay as the UK, and sometimes I just go back on it. It's actually very nice to play as the UK. Brazil is a little challenge that you can do. It's also really nice to play. Let's see what else. Botswana. Indonesia has a lot of place for growth, especially when it comes to infrastructure. Let's see what else. A good challenge is Ukraine. Ukraine is because you're gonna have to hold off a potential Russian invasion. You're gonna have to ward off the separatists on the east. And if you're extremely bold, retake this. I doubt someone can actually do that. But and also another challenge is I'm not sure if Ukraine is in the EU in this game. Oh, it is. No, it isn't. It isn't. Yeah. As Ukraine get into the EU, not get invaded by Russia, and make your economy actually decent. Like, this is a country that is actually a very good challenge to play. It was when Power Revolution first launched, it was actually broken. You could not play as this country. But now it's actually a very decent country to play with a lot of room for growth. Germany is also interesting. Let's see. Ireland. Ireland is very cool to play. And I do not like playing as the United States in this game because the elections are just far too much easy. You can just cheese the elections because it's just not working correctly. Like if the president has less than 30%, or the other candidate has less than 30% approval, which is actually very easy to do, by the way, you can just get 100% of the seats in Congress and the Senate. That is just not realistic. So I just try avoiding playing as the United States because the electoral system in the game is just broken. I haven't played as Turkey yet, but Politics Gaming did a very interesting gameplay as Turkey. And off the top, from the top of my head, those are the countries that are interesting to play. Oh, by the way, because Eversim is a French developer, the most complete country in terms of flags, organizations, and pretty much how taxes and the economy and the entire data of the country works, France is the most realistic country that you can play in the game. The game volume could be a little bit louder. Yeah, I decreased the game volume exactly because of that. Marisa said you could create a free market and monetary union like the EU and for the Americas. Yes, I can do that with the Mercosur. However, there's a problem when you do that. The Americas, I'm not sure if you mean South America or the entire Americas. A free trade organization with the entire Americas, yes, I can see that happening, but a monetary union? No. And I'm gonna tell you why. You can't have a monetary union with countries that are vastly economically disproportionate between one another. Like the EU had that lesson when they accepted Greece into their into the Eurozone, because Greece was just not ready to be a EU country. It did not collect its taxes correctly. Its economy wasn't as developed as it should be. It mostly relied on tourism, and they had bad fiscal policies. So they couldn't just join in, but they allowed them to enter anyway, and you have a crisis in the Eurozone because of that. Now, why you can't do the same in the Americas? For example, I'm gonna make a currency for the South America based on Brazil. First of all, I'm gonna have to get the currency in Brazil to be strengthened, and second of all, do the same for the other countries to get a decent and stable economy. So you can already rule out Venezuela and Argentina from the monetary union, and to a lesser extent Bolivia and the Suriname and Guyana. And also, while NAFTA works, a monetary union between Canada, United States, and Mexico would just not work, because they are three completely different countries with completely different political systems and completely different cultures and environments as well. It would just not work in any way, any capacity whatsoever. Alright, Alan just asked. Russia is a very nice country to play. Yeah, I agree. I just didn't mention them. Let me ask, do you nationalize industries or do you prefer to privatize them? Which is more efficient? Alright, look. Greece was richer than South Korea and seventh economy in Europe by the time they joined. Yeah, but it still had its very fair share of problems when it entered. But answering Alan's question, that depends on what you want to do. For example, if you feel like you shouldn't really be running the state lottery, just go ahead and privatize it if you feel like it. It's good if you have a very huge problem with your deficit and you wanna just sell off state assets that you just don't see why you run them. But mostly, when you want to nationalize an industry, you need to have an objective for it. You can't just go, for example, oh, I'm going to nationalize video games, lol, lol, lol. No, it just doesn't make sense, and all you're gonna do is make shitty video games. You're just gonna make a nationalized version of LJN, basically. However, if you're going to do something like I did, like for example, oh no, we're going to have a state policy around nuclear energy programs, so I'm gonna get a share, a golden share on this program. Then yes, it's a good idea. So you can intervene when prices go too high or if there is a problem in the industry. So it's actually as always, it's a question of strategy that you have to be careful of. Alright, this so far has actually been the best episode of Power Revolution Spain. I have 5 different spectators at the same time. So everyone who's online, please, and also anyone who is going to watch this live stream later, please subscribe and leave a like. It's gonna help a lot. Now, Double Decker Bus said that a French guy played as Ukraine. He somehow annexed Russia, defeated the terrorists, joined the EU, and built a shit ton of roads and high-speed rail. Can you link me to the guy's channel, because I would love to take a look at that. So yeah, let's go all the way to December. Oh, and by the way, Alan, I'm sorry I'm not answering you in Portuguese, but when I talk with you, I have to make sure that everyone else is understanding. I believe I already have enough manpower available to complete my railway project. Let's go all the way to Bordeaux and pay 60% of it. Wait a minute, I'm gonna have to hire new researchers, I guess. Done. And done. Let's get some research into this country. Alright, Francie Gaming. Alright, I'm gonna take a look. Should I invest in education with Brazil? Is it worth it? Because everything is very expensive. Actually, it is. It is fantastically worth it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you actually invest in education, the productivity actually increases. And also, you will be. That's pretty much it. The productivity greatly increases. You're gonna have to, and your growth is going to get much better in the long term. And also, it's very great for approval.
Our infiltrated agents.
It's very, but it's understandable why education is so expensive in Brazil, because Brazil is not a small country. It has like 215 million people. The French refused it. Well, that's sad. Let's see if Portugal would like a high-speed rail network. The latest unemployment figures show that 12.13% of the active population is unemployed. We are on the right track. Yes, we managed to reduce unemployment from 16% to 12%. Wait, oh crap. I just accepted Albania into the EU. I don't think that was a good idea. How are they? Oh my god, no! They're not ready at all. Whoops. But well, they're going to get better. See, Alan, I told you, it actually makes a lot of difference. But about it, just remember one thing is that basic education is gold. You get basic education running and you'll be fine. Just get the basic education going, and once you get those illiteracy rates way down, then you can invest in research and development. Actually, not research and development, I mean the universities. Because they will be much more effective this way. Actually, FYA, because there was a boom in the number of people going to the universities, this is real life. but there was not. But the basic education was not ideal in Brazil. Uh, they actually, the Brazilian education ministry actually made mandatory in all universities that they just get a refresher course on pretty much basic stuff like math and Portuguese and history, because people pretty much not are either from precarious schools or they pretty much did not pay attention to school at all. So when they go to university, they don't know anything and they have to relearn everything, which is actually very sad. Investing in the true works for any country, yes. Alright, it's December already. We're almost near Christmas.
You all get
Hmm. Is there a port in here? Yeah, there is. Bosnia and Herzegovina wants to join NATO. Sure. Alright, Quackshot says, in the United States it is like this too. Your first year of college is relearning basic information. Yeah. Yeah, that is actually very sad. Because, you know, yeah, I don't see really why you should, like, yeah, I see why. But it's still appalling anyways. Ah, come on, I'd riot. So yeah, guys, this has been an hour now. We're just gonna end the year. How is this not over? Yeah, it's over now. We're gonna end this year and then we're gonna end the live stream. So to anyone who's still here and to anyone who's going to watch this later, please subscribe, leave a like, and don't forget to click on the bell button. Yes, we got a supersonic airplane. As I said, don't forget to click the bell button so you'll always be updated on the channel. Especially when the next live stream comes and when a new video is up. I'm planning a few videos up ahead. I'm gonna try to diversify the content as I always have tried. Now let's get people in here. Thank you, Quackshot. And Alan Christian Lopez. Brazil's growing at 7% in July after what I've done. Well, yeah, that's supposed to happen when you actually work correctly. Oh, Macron wants to meet me.
Your politics.
Alright guys, it's 2020 already. I'm gonna end this live stream right here. I want to thank everyone who has watched this until the end, and I see you guys on the next episode. And again, don't forget to subscribe and to leave a like. Goodbye.